Have you ever helped create a terrible situation for someone and then found yourself planted firmly in that exact situation? Kind of like you deserved it, huh? The end of episode 6 was a bit too predictable. Obviously, June wasn't going to be executed on a dirt road by Serena in the middle of the season. They even tried playing up Serena's need for vengeance as a reason to get the gun from Ezra, which had to happen in order for her to shoot him. The only surprising part was she didn't kill him. They make a point of showing he was hit in a bulletproof vest, him dramatically pulling down his shirt to show us he was going to live. I'm taking that as Serena wanting only to injure him and escape, but not to commit murder. This we saw coming throughout the episode. June isn't currently her biggest enemy. Her biggest enemy is actually who she chose to be with. She chose Gilead in their ways. She might not have wanted to be in Canada, but she wanted these ridiculous oppressive rules and she's suffering through them. At the Wheelers' residence, she was starting to be treated almost exactly like a handmaid. It felt like they were only allowing her to wear green out of kindness. The only real difference was they were trying to arrange a marriage for her. This is another reason she should have been more straightforward with Lawrence when she was looking to possibly marry him. She would have been able to stay in Gilead at least, which is where she wanted to be, and she would have had his protection. Arguably, every commander should be done the way Putnam was. Blaine just executing him in the street was the highlight of this episode, and maybe my favorite moment of the season. Although, one of my favorite shots was of Esther's enraged screaming when Aunt Lydia wouldn't leave. The slow motion silent shot from the ceiling was particularly powerful. Apparently, in Gilead, there's a fine line between ceremony and sexual assault. Commander Lawrence seems to be one of the only people who realize this as Lydia is trying to get him to punish Putnam for his actions. Lawrence, after giving it some thought, sees it as a way to rid himself of Putnam permanently. I do find it odd Blaine's wife is so worried about him doing what he did. I can't remember off the top of my head if this is the first person we've seen him murder on the screen. However, he was being sent to the front lines of the war. He was also an eye before, which she may not have known about. I feel like I've seen him kill someone before, or at least always have known he has. I'm honestly kind of tired of Luke. Almost everything he does is the dumbest thing to do. He's trapped in a place of feeling like he has to save June, but isn't the type of guy who's capable of doing so, leading him to do things he shouldn't in order to feel like he's being a man in certain situations. To be fair, June is not expecting nor is she encouraging him to do things she knows would only get him killed. I did find it funny she said she shouldn't have let him go to no man's land. He says it was his decision and she gives him this look back at him like she's going to let him believe that. It's more so a case of her probably feeling like she could have talked him out of it. Instead, what actually happened was she demanded she was going to go with him. I still think the fact that he wanted to go in the first place was based on the fact that he felt like he's been sitting on the sidelines while his wife suffered and he needed to do something crazy because he was supposed to be the one assuming the risks. Apparently, he's going to be just dumped at the border, presumably alive. I thought it was going to be such a good place to end his storyline. Right in front of June, maybe even Ezra doing it in the middle of the road before Serena takes the gun to shoot Ezra before escaping with June. Yet he lives to be an annoying character going forward. The mental gymnastics you need in Gilead to make their rules make sense is beyond me. Lydia standing there at the wall talking about Putnam as if to the handmaids every other commander isn't doing the same thing just shows the blinders people put on when they want to believe in something. I do see a point coming where Aunt Lydia has a great moment of realization. Some event that makes her understand the tragedy she's orchestrating for the women in her charge. She's going to take her own life by the end of the story, I'm willing to bet. That is if Esther doesn't get to her first. Let me know what you thought of episode 6 in the comments below.